cannot be guaranteed, there would be no need to move into substantive issues. The framework agreement that set up the talks provides for a 7-day suspension of the talks in the event of a stalemate, and our delegation proceeded to invoke this provision. If at the end of the 7 days we will not be able to resume the talks will be considered to have collapsed. A number of other issues have emerged from the talks. One is that the Kenya Kwanza side is essentially several teams in one. The members are answering to different bosses and are not moving in the same direction. They are getting different instructions and are clearly pulling in different directions. Secondly, Kenya Kwanza has no clear direction on whether the talks should proceed or not. Deliberately, they have no clear direction from Mr. William Ruto on how to proceed. 3, Kenya Kwanza sees the talks as a process of managing the political situation, calming down the political temperatures, and continue with business as usual. 4th, the destabilization of the Jubilee Party is a do-or-die agenda, sponsored by the highest level of Kenya Kwanza leadership, whose aim is to ensure Kenya Kwanza obtains a super majority in parliament and amends the constitution, removes presidential term limits, abolishes devolution, and removes the independence of constitutional commissions and place them as part of the presidency. Kenya Kwanza also wants to remove the necessity of parliament approving every tax measures and wants to give the president power to impose some taxes without always having to go through the finance bill for every increase. In light of the above, we state as follows. 1, we endorse the decision by our delegation to walk out of the talks. Until Kenya Kwanza agrees to deal with the interim issues raised by the team, the talks will remain suspended. 2, the issue of opening the servers, cost of living, cessation of attacks on Jubilee and other political parties are not negotiable. 3, we recognize the resolutions of our affiliate party, Jubilee, reached at the party's special national delegates convention, including the change of leadership, which must be taken as final. We demand that these resolutions be respected and enforced by the office of the Registrar of Political Parties. 4, Kenya Kwanza must make no mistake that Azimio will do everything possible to protect its affiliate parties from these heinous attacks. We ask all Kenyans to join us in protecting multi-party democracy, for which many Kenyans lost their lives. 5, all Jubilee Party members of Parliament who have crossed the floor and joined Kenya Kwanza must go for by-elections. Those who hold their positions by virtue of their nomination by Azimio must have their nominations revoked. The Registrar of Political Parties, Mrs. Anne Deritu, must leave office in view of clear manifestations that she has been co-opted into partisan and illegal schemes by Kenya Kwanza to cripple instead of protecting political parties. Anne Deritu no longer enjoys the confidence of her clans, who are political parties, and whom by her mandate she is supposed to strengthen, not to weaken as she is doing. The meeting resolved and has given authority to our team in the bipartisan talks to issue a notice of dissolution of the talks in the event that Kenya Kwanza will not publicly accede to the interim measures within 6 days in line with the provisions of the framework agreement. This notice ends on Tuesday next week. Thereafter, the Azimio coalition will communicate our next course of action at our PG next week on Tuesday. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.